Hey friend, please subscribe and like the video. 1 second for you. Big deal for me. I remember the night I met Mark. He was confident, charming, the kind of man who could walk into a room and make everyone listen. I was 27, working in marketing, living in a small apartment that smelled like coffee and ambition. He swept me off my feet quickly. Flowers, dinners, promises. He told me, "You deserve to be taken care of, Emily." After years of struggling on my own, those words felt like safety. When he proposed, I thought I'd found my forever. He owned his own auto repair business, hardworking, reliable, and grounded. At least that's what I thought. Our first year of marriage was perfect on the surface. He'd kiss me on the forehead every morning, leave early for work, and come home tired but proud. We didn't have much, but we were building something together. Or so I believed. Then, when I got pregnant, everything changed. Mark insisted I quit my job. He said, "You don't need to stress. I'll handle everything." And I wanted to believe him. I told myself it was temporary. A few years until our daughter started school. At first, it felt good. Cozy mornings, warm baby giggles, homemade dinners waiting for him. But slowly, I began to see the cracks. Mark stopped asking how my day was, stopped listening when I spoke. When bills came in, he'd fold them quickly, saying, "Don't worry about it. That's my job." It was subtle at first. A comment here, a joke there. "Don't spend too much time online, you'll just get ideas." Or, "You're lucky you can stay home. Some women don't have that luxury." It wasn't luxury, it was isolation. By the time our daughter turned 1, the house no longer felt like mine. I'd ask him about a grocery budget and he'd wave me off. "Emily, you don't earn money. Why do you care how I spend it?" That sentence, "You don't earn money," became his favorite weapon. And every time he said it, a little piece of me disappeared. The woman who used to negotiate contracts and run marketing campaigns was now asking permission to buy diapers. One evening, I brought up the idea of starting a savings account for our daughter's future. He laughed. "Savings? What are you saving, Emily? You don't even bring in income." Then he added with a smirk, "Relax, I've got this. You just handle the baby." That night, when he fell asleep, I sat by the window and cried silently. I didn't miss my job. I missed myself. But what Mark didn't know was that before meeting him, I had bought a small 1-bedroom apartment. Nothing fancy, but fully paid off. I'd been renting it out for years, and the income from it still came every month. It wasn't much, but it was mine. And that secret would soon become my lifeline. Over the next few months, things got worse. Mark started spending without warning. A new TV, new tools, even a motorcycle. Meanwhile, I had to ask before buying groceries. Every argument ended the same way. "You're just jealous because you don't earn anything," he'd say. Or worse, "If you want control, go make your own money." So one night, I did exactly that. When our daughter went to bed, I opened my old laptop. It was slow and dusty, but it worked. I updated my resume, applied for a few remote marketing jobs, and within 2 weeks, I got a call. The pay wasn't great, but it was something. I worked quietly, early in the mornings and late at night, timing my breaks with nap schedules and feedings. I didn't tell Mark. I didn't want to hear him mock me. But when I got my first paycheck, small but hard-earned, I cried again. Not from sadness, but pride. For the first time in years, I felt like me. Months passed. I kept freelancing, then landed a contract with a small startup. Suddenly, my days had purpose again. Every invoice I sent felt like a brick in the foundation of my freedom. Mark didn't notice at first. He thought I was too busy with house stuff. He never once asked why I stopped requesting grocery money. He didn't realize I had already built my escape route. Then one Friday evening, he came home with a new TV. Huge, expensive, unnecessary. I stared at the receipt and asked, "Didn't we agree to discuss big purchases?" He laughed in my face. "I don't need your approval, Emily. I'm the one paying for everything." I looked at him calmly and said, "Not for long." The next week, while he was at work, I packed a few bags, took our daughter, and drove to my old apartment. The tenant had just moved out. The place was dusty and bare, but it felt like home. When Mark came back to an empty house, he called nonstop. "Emily, this is insane. You can't just leave. You'll come crawling back. You always do." I didn't answer. That night, I sat on the floor of my apartment, holding my daughter in my lap, and whispered, "We're free now." Over the next 2 years, my life transformed. I worked harder than I ever had before, building my career, rebuilding my confidence, and creating stability for us. My daughter started preschool, and I finally bought a small car. Not new, but mine. When I looked in the mirror, I saw a woman who had survived, adapted, and thrived. I had become everything he said I couldn't be. Then one afternoon, while leaving a business meeting, I heard a voice behind me. "Emily?" I turned, and there he was. Mark. He looked older, smaller somehow. His shoulders slumped, his eyes hollow. For a moment, we just stared at each other. He said softly, "You look incredible." I smiled faintly. "Thank you." Then he laughed nervously. "I guess you proved me wrong, huh?" I looked him straight in the eyes. "You didn't believe in me, Mark, but that was your mistake, not mine." I walked away, heels clicking against the pavement, and for the first time in years, I felt free. If you've ever been told you're nothing without someone, remember this: you don't need permission to shine. Success doesn't always come with noise or applause. Sometimes the sweetest revenge is quiet, steady, undeniable growth.